I've been searching and searching. Oh, help me. Oh, help me. Help me. You help me. Lord, help me. Help me find my way. Oh, to the director's garage.
Yeah, there it is. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the hump day on Friday. Though it's not Friday, so it's kind of like a back hump, a double hump, a camel. I don't know what it is, but it's a Friday happy hour hangout here at the director's garage. I'm your host and resident idiot, Michael, and boy, we got a show today. Let's see, let's get a little more light on this. What's going on? Well, we've had sewer problems all over the director's garage. Oh. We'll talk about it. It's a pretty shitty situation. And then I'm going to explain what's going on around here. I've got some teardown to do. We're going to be ripping some stuff out of here in the next couple of days for a job I've got. It's a one-off. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to do an upgrade. Then I'm going to open this box and show you what the upgrade is that I'm pulling. So we're going to do that today. I've got a viewer system. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And what else have I got? Is there anything else? Is that enough? It's enough, isn't it? It's Friday. So let's talk about the teardown I'm going to be doing. Okay, I've got a gig on Tuesday where I'm going to go in and I'm going to assist a TV show do a Zoom tour. They go from station to station over Zoom, and they do interviews with the local hosts around the country. So, like, you know, your local, whatever your local station is, that would do something like that. So, for the local news, for your local news, not national. This is it goes individual markets. So, to do that, I'm going to take this camera and I'm going to rig it with an audio system. I'm going to use a different mic. This one right here. This is a Sennheiser 416. It's not hooked up right now, but this is a Sennheiser 416. This is a very expensive little boom mic. It's very good at doing voicey kind of stuff. This wouldn't work. This arrangement wouldn't work. So I'm gonna because this requires some finesse. So I'm gonna use that mic, and then I'm gonna leave the light, but I'm gonna bring an extra light. And then the tripod and the camera and the internet rig, which is some of the build out here. So I got to rip all this shit out of here, pack it up, put a matte box on the camera so it's got a fancier look to it, and then so it's not just like a little lens looking at me, and then pack it all up, and we're going to take it to a TV station. We're going to set up this Zoom, and we're going to go all day there. And then I get to tear it all down. Everything I built there, I get to tear it all down in the afternoon, pack it all back up into my car, bring it back here, and set it all up again. So that's kind of the deal. So I'm going to be pulling all this rigging out, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but it's money for a day, and your director has not worked in a while, so we're gonna pursue that. And while I'm doing that, I came across a little device. I'm going to turn this light on because we're going to do a little unboxing. It'll be fun. It's not nothing too crazy. But I did I found at OWC a card that was $2,000 when it came out. and I picked this up for $200, and this is an accelerator. So I'm going to show off the little behind the scenes action. This is not headphone related per se. Oh, that was a mess. Don't do that. So we're going to go to this camera right here, and I'm going to open this package, and I'll show off this little $200 add-on to my computer that is going to allow me to play back and render more efficiently. And some of you may have heard of this device before. I'm just trying to see. Okay, so it flips that way, and then we come this way, and we'll cut these two, and we're going to open it. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. I love opening boxes. You know I love opening boxes on the show. Okay, here we go. And oh my God, it's a piece of plastic. Jeez. All right, that's not exciting. Let's do away with this. You can see the DMP6 right below. And oh, it didn't even come in a fancy box. It's just a card. Okay. I see what's happening here. So I'll show off this card if I can get into this box here. It's sealed at least. That's a good sign. Let's see if I can. Oh, and may need a cut. Do I have a cutter? No, I don't. Let's just use the old knife. I told you the story of this knife once, right? This came to me from my superhero brother-in-law. When he retired, he gave me this knife and had it engraved with my name in it. That was really cool. So he was a Coast Guard guy, career Coast Guard guy. So he retired. So let's take a look at this. I can get it. There we go. So again, this card. Oh, there it is. This is the card. And this goes in my Mac Pro. You can see it's used. It's like some wear on this thing, but it's refurbished. But only $200, and this is an accelerator card for ProRes files. So if I stick this in my Mac, in theory, anytime I work with ProRes material, which is all I work with on this show, it will help with the rendering and make things go much faster. It's called an afterburner card. It came from Apple, and there you go. So that was something I just got this in, and I thought I would, share with you guys that I got something different. We're going to dig into the computer while we've got all this stuff out, because the tripod and everything kind of boxes the computer, and I can rarely get to it to do any work on it. So, and years ago, I had 2 video cards in my Mac Pro, and the Mac Pro won't see the second card for some reason. I'm like, So there you go. So this is in the coming week. We're gonna deal with this. I listed my KGSSHV. That is for sale. Proceeds to go to one Ray Samuels for his B21. That'll be at least 2/3 of the payment. Or no, it'll be about half the payment of what I owe him for it, maybe a little less. But we've got some. So I'm going to sell that off. It's listed. I don't have it on HeadFi yet. If you're interested in it, I'm asking $5 for it. I think it's a good price. I've looked at what these things have been selling for. This is the Carbon CC version of that. It's the best electrostatic amp I've heard ever. But the Ray Samuels is close enough. It's hairs. So I'm like, it's redundant, and I need the money. I got to get Ray some cash. So I'm going to sell off that KGSSHV. I know Hipster Cow is interested maybe. There are some people who've contacted me about it, but if you're interested, it'll go to the first person who comes in with some cash, because we've got to start liquidating some things here, especially if I'm going to move. The less stuff I have to move, the better. So there's stuff I want to keep. There's stuff that'll never go away, but yeah, we're going to do that. Did you see the review I did yesterday? We got a new episode out. I buried the lead. We got a new episode out this week. I posted my shootout video between the Focal Bathys Wee Wee and the Noble Audio Apollo. Both exceptional true wireless headphones that are doing amazing things in that sub $1,000 price range. For under $1,000, you're getting, there's two quality products there, and they do so much more. You know, they do so much. They just play, besides play music. It's like they can answer calls, and you can do EQing, and you can do all this stuff on them. They're just fabulous and great ANC. And the Noble has the best ANC I've heard. So anyway, hope you got to see those and enjoy those. I put a lot of work in on those. And one thing, and I might do this on the next Hangover Hangout. I may talk about it if anybody's interested. There's an effect that I do on headphones. When I'm doing a shootout a lot of times. I did it on the big mega shootouts, and it was so time consuming. It's such a production intensive element. It's where I take the headphone and I sort of wrap it in electricity. So to do that is this incredibly processor intense After Effects process, and it involves using a caustic system, and then you're using some threshold filters to sort of pull back these caustics, and you do an overlay of them, and then you're adding a glow to it, and it's all of this intense stuff. So to do those episodes, those graphics take me forever to produce, because it's all manual labor. It's like all just tediously like keyframing stuff and tweaking and moving around little sliders and render it out, and then it looks crappy, and then you got to do it again, and all the things. And I'm hunting around in Resolve, from DaVinci Resolve is where I cut the show, the app that I cut the show, and I saw this little Electrify plugin, and I drop it in, and damn if it isn't so close to that incredibly intensive process that I go through for those big mega shootouts, and it does it in one keystroke. And I'm like, are you kidding me? If this was here the whole time, I'm going to shoot. I don't even want to know the history of this plugin and where it came from. But it's sitting there, and I tried it, and I'm like, oh my God, I can do the Electrify thing in one easy step. So I put it, I'm like, oh, we're going to go to town with this now since it's so easy. So much fun, and I think it looks really cool, and I enjoyed throwing some cool visuals your way, because nobody ever bothers with that with a headphone show. I mean, they'll shoot some nice B-roll, and there's a lot of jump cuts with other folks and whatever, and I'm like, who's doing graphically oriented headphones? Yeah, like, nobody does that. I'm like, I want to do that. And it's a good exercise for me to keep my my motion graphics sort of skills honed and sharpened. So I like doing that stuff, but I was like, to find one plugin that does this elaborate process of like a caustic map with a filter on it, with a threshold filter, and then a glow and a this and a that, and nope, just drag and drop, you're done. What? How long have I been busting my head against a wall when I had a plugin that did the whole thing for me? Oh my God, so crazy. Cheers, everybody. It's Friday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I don't know if it's, I don't know where it is, if it's happy hour where you are, but it should be. Next episode is going to be the AMPA-6 review, an in-depth of that. But it's a ways away because, like I said, I'm tearing all this stuff out of here for this deal next week, and then I got to put it all back in and get it all working again. And I've got a half-written script on that, but I really need to refresh it. An interesting thing with this A6, I'm trying to use it. My perfect ideal world way to use this device is to hook it to my computer, which is my Roon source, and then rune it into this, let this thing use all those amazing graphics. And then I could do some minor like little volume control here on my desk, and I get this beautiful graphic display of whatever's playing, and then ship the digital signal out to the Lena for processing, and then over to the amp for headphone amping. That's the ideal signal path, because this thing does such cool things. But I get some problems. It doesn't always like my computer, and it will disable the direct Roon source on it. So I can USB in anytime, But that has limitations. If you're coming in over USB, you can't route the digital signal out of here for some reason. It's just one of the, I guess, compromises on this thing. But if you're coming in as a Roon source over the Ethernet, it will allow you to route the digital signal out of this to another DAC. And the DAC on this, as the A6, as I said, is their cheapest version varietal of DACs. As you go up and you get into the higher end models, the A8 and the A10 now, the unit, they up the processing power and they put a better DAC in, and it makes this more usable as it is. But then you're getting into thousands and thousands of dollars, and I'm like, I've got this expensive DAC here. This works for me as just an information screen and basic control, and it's not that expensive. You're talking about $700-ish, something like that. And I'm like, what a great device for that. And you can stream directly off of this. You can use your phone and program it. There's so many things it does. I'm like, it's such a great unit. I just wish it had that. It's inconsistent, and it may be my Mac, because my Mac is getting long in the tooth, and I use it there's so much software on this thing. I can imagine that this thing's going, I don't quite know what I'm trying to be looking for here, for a signal. But the Roon itself doesn't seem to want to talk to this all the time. And then I'll turn everything off and turn it back on, and it comes right up. And I'm like, I don't know, there's something weird there. So maybe if I had a Roon front end someday, but like a regular box that was preceding this in the chain, that might be a better way to go. I don't know. Something to think about, but I have no money anyway. I can't buy any of that shit. So great. We'll get into the chat in a few minutes. Anything else I had to talk about? Oh, the sewers. Oh, geez. So I'll tell you the story of this. This is a little crappy and a little entertaining, but my neighbor called me and said, dude, there's some water coming off your property. He's below me because we're on a hill, so he's below me. He's like, there's some water coming off your property onto my property. So my gardener was here, and I said, can you go down and look for like a leaking sprinkler line or something? And so he goes down there and he goes, no, dude, I think your drain there was an area down there where they had a hot tub at one point. I don't think it was permitted. I think nothing was permitted. But I think they had a hot tub down there, and they pulled the hot tub out when they sold the house because it wasn't permitted. And there's a drain down there, and maybe that was backflowing and rolling over. So I'm like, okay, it's stormwater, it's fine. Well, he's like, what's all the white stuff around there? I go, yeah, it kind of looks like it's like flower petals or something from somebody else's garden or something. What am I doing? It's toilet paper. And some moron decided to tap into the city sewer line for a storm drain. The gray water line, the one that takes the poop, taps into it for a storm drain, and it's a straight elbow drain. Part of the thing about city lines is you need a trap in the line that holds water to keep the gases from coming back up. But you shouldn't even do it on an open drain like that. It's a huge no-no. And they did it illegally. They tapped into the line illegally. So what was happening is there's some roots down the line that were getting into the pipe, and then it was causing a backup, and it was looking for a place to go, and it was popping into my patio and then going into my neighbor's yard. So I go down there, and my neighbor's like, what's going on? I go, well, it turns out we've been shitty neighbors. Oh, Lord. Yeah, we were dumping raw sewage onto their property. So I paid for a cleanup crew. I paid for a lot of this stuff. And we're getting our house, we're plugging that line up. We're doing something else down there. And the other thing they did was they illegally tapped into the sewer without a permit to subvert a pump system that was in the house installed to go out. So I paid $10,000 a year ago to line the sewer pipe that goes out to the street. One of those expensive liners. Paid $10,000 for this, and it turned out only half the house was using that drain. The rest of them were going out onto this community line illegally. So I'm capping everything off, rerouting the plumbing. It's been a complete disaster here. That's been the nonsense that's been going on this week around the director's garage. Lots of poop stuff. Back on the headphone talk. We'll get into the chats and all the things in just a minute. I'm gonna take a little breather, and I got a viewer system to show you. Somebody sent me, I don't know what their username is here, because it came in as Convince Me Audio, but Convince Me Audio is a different guy. It's not this guy. So anyway, whoever it is in the chat, if you can speak up, if you're in the chat currently and you sent me the photos, I can ID you before we go in who the viewers, because I'm just gonna say a viewer sent me it. Yeah, it's Koji, but it's not Koji who sent me these photos. I don't think. I think it's somebody else, because they said they watched the show. I doubt he watches my show. So I don't know. I don't know who it was. So I'm saying if anybody's in the chat who sent me an email with some photos and you got a new A24 you told me about. Anyway, we're going to show these photos off today. Wayne, I don't know if I got your stuff. I'll look for it, or maybe if I haven't shown it off, I'm sorry. Let's get into the chat real quick, and then we'll get into the and then we'll get into these photos a little bit and send you on your weekend. Right behind you. Hi all. Oops. Congrats on the work. Yeah, it's a one day off. It's a one-off thing, but it gets me in the doors at a local TV station, and you never know, man. Things happen. Things happen. This reminds me of the old PC days when you upgraded the sound card in your PC. Yeah, no, that would be great. I like computers that are like that because they're modular and you can. This is a computer. It has a 16-core processor in it. I can put a 28-core processor in that if I want. And it's just bolts and some knowledge and some heatsink grease. But I love computers that you can actually work on. These new Macs, they're all on a card and you can't do anything with them. So something like this is irrelevant. You can't tap into the path and accelerate the system. So this is going to be useful, and it was cheap. So I was like, yeah, cheap, great. It burns video is what it burns. Cheeky Fest. Howdy gents, hipster cow, so good. I saw, but not interested in North Carol and NC wireless HP, so he hasn't watched it. Oh, you saw that I put up the new episode, but you haven't watched it. Well, shame on you. Guys, like you all don't have lives. Yeah. Let's see. Did I get something from... Yes, I got something from Sajan. And I'm sorry, Sajan, I haven't gotten back to you yet on that. My bad. Things have been a little nutty around here. I did get an email from Gene. For those of you who are Patreoners, and we do a Patreon thing, we do a get-together once a month. Such a great time. It's the best time. And it's so cheap. I'm not like trying to get rich off the thing. It's just enough to pay for the Zoom and all that other stuff. But $3 in the door. If you go over to Zoom and you go over to Patreon, you can look up Director's Garage and join that, and you can join our Patreon thing. Gene had the great idea of me holding off on the next Hangover Hangout, which I was thinking about doing on Saturday, and then I couldn't really. I just haven't had time to produce because I'm doing a bunch of other things, getting ready for this Tuesday thing. But we're going to hold off for the week after Can Jam New York. And then Gene can give us a report in the Hangover Hangout on everything he saw that impressed him at Can Jam New York. And anybody else who goes, you're all welcome to chime in. But that's such a great thing because it's changes the whole dynamic of this YouTube experience when everybody can see each other, everybody can talk, and a guy can hold up something and go, look at this new headphone I got. It's such a different experience when you can see everyone. It's and interact. Oh, it's so much better. It's better than me. Lord knows. Yep, watched last night. So much sound effects in your videos. I know. I just can't help myself. I do the show that I want to do, and I know it's not fair, and it drives some people crazy. Some people like it; they get a laugh out of it. I'm just having fun. And I hope you guys get a crack up on it, if nothing else. I'm doing the show that I want to do, and I have to do that because it's my show. And I'm like, I've had so many criticisms and people going, you know, it's too much noise, too much stuff, too much visual effects, too much. And I'm like, well, it's my show. You know, everybody's welcome to do their own thing. If you want to go on the YouTubes and do your own show, great, go for it. This is my version of it, and you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. I tell everybody I'm an acquired taste. Is that so off base? Nuts. It's nuts. Neil Snyder says, I have an original Roon nucleus. If I wanted to upgrade Roon server, what do you suggest? I don't know. I don't know the Roon server thing. There's like 2 or 3 things there now. I mean, I just pay the most, Neil, because you're used to it. But I haven't... I'm not familiar with their latest and greatest boxes. I can't afford to buy into it right now. It's just going to be my computer running the Roon. I do have an annual subscription so I can tap into the data and display it on my computer screens and stuff, but I don't have a direct Roon nucleus here, unfortunately. I'd love to have one someday and just to play with and see what it can do that my computer can't, you know. It probably would make things run a lot smoother, because there are times when stuff kind of gets a little hinky and disconnects from each other. I love the word hinky, by the way. Kevin Jock just got here. Have we talked about the Joal yet? I saw that the other day. I should have put that in that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't need to give... I don't need to give Abyss the... But let's take a look at them anyway. And they're for sale on Audio 46. I don't know if you can get a deal because it's Abyss, but... headphones. I'm going to call it up on the screen and then we can talk about it. Abyss headphones. Here we go. Where's my switcher? Switcher's an app in this world that we do. And we'll go to the MacBook. So this is most affordable ever. It's $2,000-ish. And they're saying that it's a jack of all trades, a headphone. Jack of all L. I don't remember what the L is. But it's supposed to be like a jack of all musics, all genres. That's what they're billing this headphone as. Let's go there. Every track feels like it's a master recording. Not kidding, guys. This is their lead. Every track feels like it's a master recording. So if I put my MP3, remember my old MP3 player, the iRiver? If I put that into that headphone, it's going to sound like a master recording? That's an amazing headphone, fellas. Look at this. All those marketing guys. Every track feels like it's a master recording. Joel's ability to extract the most subtle audible details from music and movies, recreating the space of the original recording. It's uncanny, boys. It's uncanny the way this thing reproduces stuff. It's like listening to straight from the master tape. I don't need my tape deck anymore. I can just buy this headphone. This is fabulous. This is fabulous, guys. Okay. It's like listening straight from a master tape, no matter the vintage or genre, with a huge open soundstage, incredible depth, and precise layering. Okay, well, those are actually attributes. That's a good thing. Joel lets you hear the space and every instrument and vocalist, making every listen an immersive experience. Wow. That's heady talk there, boys. It's only $1,900, which is a record low for an Abyss headphone. That's true. That is true. It comes with a 4.4 millimeter connector. If your amplifier requires a different connector, choose an additional matching output below, I'm sure, for an additional cost. Joel, is it time for... Let's take a look at this thing a little bit. So we can get this up. Oh, nice. You know, I will say this. Abyss has a design ethic. I don't know if I love it or hate it, but it is a design ethic that they use. And I'm wondering if this is 3D printed. It kind of looks like it might be 3D printed, you know? I don't know. Let's read on. Let's see if there's something more here. Is there something else it can tell us? Nope, that's the Hi-Fi Rose stuff from last week. More info. Let's go down. Joel is a time machine for music, feeding your soul and sound that never ceases to amaze, whether it's rock and roll from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, EDM, jazz, classical, bluegrass. Joel delivers an experience that must be heard to be fully appreciated. How about that? Who's writing this? Abyss headphones are renowned for their unmatched durability and craftsmanship. Well, durability is true. Joel is no exception, backed by a 10-year warranty. Let's see if they're handcrafted in New York. Everything we've learned about what discerning listeners want in a headphone. Magnetic headband. Pillow comfort, ear cushions. Oh, it's CNC machined aluminum chassis. Oh, so it is CNC. It's not... I gotta admit, that's impressed me. I thought it was going to be, you know, to save money, 3D print them or something. Twist and flex headband with magnetic adjustability for a personalized fit. Patented 63mm planar speaker for a full range sound and deep extended bass. Well, Abyss never has struggled for bass, so that's a good thing. Low impedance, so you can drive these easier. They're made to drive easily. Vegan friendly. They recommend them with an iFi Go portable Blue DAC, a Woo Audio Tube Mini. Love that. WA7 Firefly. I bet my little WA, yeah, that portable thing I have around here. WA9. I don't know what it is. That'd probably work good with it. Well, it's good. Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's a new headphone from Abyss. Let's see. Oh, here's the guys listening to them. Are they enjoying it? He looks a little scared. I'm joshing, guys. I'm joshing. I kid. Oh, there's their computer system. I don't know. I don't think it's the most attractive thing they've done, but it's not bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, let's get back to the chat here, and we'll continue on. Let's stop that. Stop that for now, and then we'll go back here. Okay, we'll get ready for that viewer photo in just a few minutes. We'll do a viewer system. Howdy, gents. Hipster cow. Cheers. Where am I at? So we did the Joel, Kevin Jacques, just now. It's 11:43 here. It's now probably after 12. It's after midnight. Welcome to tomorrow. 10:35 a.m. in Sydney. Top of the morning. Mac Pros. Oops, I missed something. Something jumped. 10:45 a.m. It's still early for him. He loves his sleep. That's awesome. Cheeky Fest says he has a week off of work next week. Ah, brother, what are you going to do? What's going on? You got plans? You going to go on holiday? What's the deal? Cheeky Fest says his iMac is from 2014, but he doesn't do any intensive video graphics. Yeah, it's just because I do so much crap. I mean, I'm like Mr. Media. It's like, I can't tell you the number of times, like, can you fix this graphic for us? Sure. Photoshop. You know, can you cut this thing together quickly? Yeah, sure. You know, Adobe. Nobody wants to hire me now, but they do want to use me. Feeling used. Best of luck, brother. Best wishes, you'll be okay. Oh, yeah. No, we're fine. I just got to tear everything apart. It's kind of a pain in the ass. That's part of the business of being in production, though. You tear it down, set it up, tear it down again. That's how it goes. Hipster Cow, did you happen to see my email last Tuesday? I did, Hipster. I haven't had a chance to catch up on emails, though. I'm behind, admittedly. I did briefly read through Gene's. Gene is going to New York City at Can Jam next weekend, and that's why we're going to hold off. I'm going to use Gene as a reporter on the ground. Take videos and photos, Gene, you can share with us maybe from CanJam, New York. If there's anything cool worth seeing, you know. Wayne Hines says, that's not him, but he sent me some stuff on the new portable deck. Yeah, did I show that on the show or not? Because I usually go through that stuff pretty carefully. I don't misplace the photos generally. But I did get this in from this viewer who was calling himself Convince Me, but I know it's not the Convince Me guy. Koji. What's that his name? Will Mac Pros have sound cards, or is that a stupid question? It depends on the Mac Pro and the year. If you had the old trash can Mac, which was the 6,1 Mac Pro, no sound card, unless you outboarded the sound to, you know, something. I don't have a sound card in this. What I do is I send the signal to an old Cord Hugo TT. Not the TT2, but the TT. And that distributes the sound to my gorgeous Genelec near fields. So that's sort of the path. That's my path here. But you can get a sound card for a Mac, sure. I mean, they make them. I just know I don't bother with them because I have a specific setup here. And the Cord TT is overkill for what I'm doing here. You know, it's awesome. Neil Snyder got a private message from his last live chat asking him not to participate. You did not. Stop it. Neil. Welcome, Neil. Glad you're in the house, buddy. So naturally he's going to double down. Yeah, of course. Now that's the Neil I know. Jack of all listening. That's probably it. That's probably it. You decoded, Cheeky Fest. You decoded the Abyss code secret system. I know it's Jack of all something, you know? Designed to, but it's master quality, boys. God. It would be the same as if I took a Shangri-La or an HE-1 and ran my tape deck as the source. It's just like that, but that headphone does it for $2,000, $1,900, boys. You gotta have it. Little Man the OG says, I swear Abyss cannot make another headphone outside this. They have 50 million new editions of this can every year. Yeah, it's a little Diana looking, but you know, this is a new model. It's a brand new model, brand new year. Better late than never. He'll be joining me 30 minutes in the past. Binary. You're behind the times, my friend. He'll see this in 30 minutes. Oh, that really just happened. You know, like we'll make up some event that just happened in 30 minutes. He's behind. Wow, you could have seen it live. I'm so sorry, dude. Cheeky Fest, he was right. What's wild is all these expensive brands are feeling the pinch to have entry-level cans from Abyss to ZMF. Well, ZMF has always had lower priced models, though. I mean, now they're sub 1,000 with the Bokeh, but I think the Atticus or some of those earlier models were only like $1,200. They weren't bananas. They got over when they started doing the custom woods and stuff like that. That's when the prices started exploding. But definitely Abyss. I don't know if that's their need to fill in that lower level or what. But a lot of companies have been doing it. You know, it's play in the lower fields and the higher fields. What you call it? Audeze has been playing in the lower and mid ranges for years. HiFiman certainly. Cheeky Fest, not sure how he feels about the headband design. It's HiFiman swivel twist movement. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it and I think I don't know if it's twist. Let's go back to it real quick. Can I do that? No, I can't. I got to do this. I don't know how flexy it is. I don't know what the situation is up there. I'd want to see him in person. Maybe Gene can tell us when Gene goes and get to CanJam. You know they're going to be at CanJam because it's New York and they're out of New York. So they'll naturally be at CanJam. They'll be in a big Abyss booth at CanJam New York. But I was wondering if these were 3D printed and that's how they're saving money, the sides. But they're saying that it's CNC. So, all right, it's all aluminum. It just looks a lot like a Diana for a little less money. So, but I don't know what they sound like, and what they sound like is going to be everything, I guess, in the end. So we'll see what happens. Speaker V driver. Well, it's planar. Larry Longnuts. Neil Snyder is behind Larry Longnuts in some bizarre world. I just know it. Everything about the Abyss feels so pretentious to me. Yeah, well, you know, they have a certain, I don't know, style, reputation, whatever. Not going to bag on them. I own the Abyss 1266. It's a great headphone, no question. I think it's the best one they make. I think it's better than the Diana, personally. That's my personal opinion. But, you know, it also is the most ridiculous looking headphone. I'm free to say that it is a ridiculous looking headphone. How about that? How about that? Drop down. All right. Yeah, a little bit. Cheeky Fest, never sure how he feels about the headband design. HiFiman swivel twist movement. Yeah, I don't know. I got to see it in person, see how it's finished. You know, if they finish it right, maybe. You know, it might be worth consideration. Price is right, $1,900. Not going to go wrong there. Depends on how much it is. You know. Never sure how he feels. Oh, we did that. This Joal, guaranteed to be the most returned headphone in the industry, for a 10% restocking fee. I don't know what Abyss's policy is, but I'm imagining there is a part of Abyss that has a very steep restocking fee. Oh, you opened it. Can't give you a full refund. The box has to be sealed and pristine. I don't know if that's their policy or not. I don't know what their policy is over at Abyss, but it just seems like the type of shenanigans I would expect. They're good guys too. They're nice guys. Just, you know, I pursued them years ago to try and be on this show. I was going to get one of the guys to come on and just talk about, because I really love the 1266. I want to talk about it, and they didn't have time for me. I was small. I'm still a small fish. I'm nobody. Yes, Cheeky Fest is low on cash. He's just chilling at home for his week off. Okay, that's fine. Look, I'm in the same boat, buddy. I'm not going anywhere. I'm hoping to sell this. I'm hoping to sell this Carbon CC though, fellas. It's a beautiful amp. Got to find someone. Hipster, I'm hoping it's yours. I'm hoping it's yours next month. It's still here, but at the same time, I just want to move it. You know, I just feel so terrible. The money is 100% going to Mr. Samuels. I've got to get him some money for this B21. It's such a good amp. I so love that amp. It's the best amp. Unopinionated. I like it. Where was I at? Oh, Neil says he used to love opening boxes, but then he got married. But Neil will be here all week. Try the veal. G-Fest, he can't. He's going to Can Jam, New York. Oh, okay, Cheeky Fest is. So hook up with Gene. Cheeky Fest. Go out to dinner or something. Yeah, have lunch together or something. That'd be cool. 2000 is entry level for us. Well, it's not entry level, but it's at least on the cheaper end of things, considering that the 1266 is still $6,000 on a 10-year-old headphone. Yeah. No worries. It's just a Sennheiser ad he was in. Oh, you were in a Sennheiser ad. Oh, buddy. All right, let me see if I can do this. Let's take a look at Hipster in a Sennheiser ad. I have no idea what we're looking at. If he sends if he links me to porn, it's not my fault. I'm sorry, guys. I love Sajan. He's like my brother, man. It cracks me up. But let's see. Where's my director's garage? Here we go. Inbox. Can we do this? I gotta mind the audio though. Hang on. Ah. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's go to this video. I can't play the audio because of the. I don't know what their music is, but let's take a look at this. Hey, go. There we go. I have no idea what this is. We invited 6 members of our audiophile community to Tullamore, Ireland for the experience of a lifetime. Wait, you got to go to this, hipster? Did you hold out on this, or did you tell us you did this? Unfortunately, there's music under this. I can't show it. There he is. That was Sajan. There he is. That's Sajan right there, right back there. So cool. And he got to join us at the Audeze factory. I recognize a lot of faces in this. I don't want to give anything away, but it's true. I recognize a bunch of faces in this. Oh, this is so cool. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna put this. Here's what I'll do. I'll put this in the chat, and you guys can go. Then you guys can see the. Then you guys can see it. So I don't want to waste a lot of time with something I can't hear, but I know I heard there was music under it, so I don't want to play it because it's going to get us in trouble with the YouTube's police. So let me copy this over, and you guys can go check it out. But Sajan is in that. That is so cool, man. Congratulations. That's awesome. A little jealous too. There, it's in the chat. That's awesome, man. Hey, while we're here, let's go to the viewer system. Okay, this is, like I said, this came from a viewer, Convince Me Audio 8, but I don't know. I don't have his real world name, and I don't want to give anybody's name away who doesn't want their name given away. So I know it's not Convince Me Audio per se. It's somebody else who's got a very similar handle. So I know that's confusing, but let's go to these photos, because he's got some cool stuff here, and it's not going to break your bank either. So this is the Woo Audio WA6SE up here. I'm doing this from memory. I have some notes somewhere. Where are my notes? Because I can talk about this with more authority. Yeah, that's a 6SE. I used to have the WA6. WA6 is the one where the power supply is not separate. This one has a separate power supply here that feeds this, which is the amp. So this is the power supply, this is the amp. That makes it an SE. It's a special edition, and there's an umbilical cord that goes between the two. This over here, I think, is a WA3. Not 100% sure, but it's not a 6 because the 6 has 2 tubes in front. So I think that's a WA3, but it's in black. And then below this is a PS Audio something, I think. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's a PS Audio. It doesn't say. It's not mentioned. And then down below is a streamer. So it's Orlick, I think, is the streamer then. Oh, here's the 3. Oh, this is a WA6 right here, but it doesn't have the tubes in it. It doesn't have the SN7s in it in the front. I think it's SN7s that go in there. These two babies. So this is the 6, and then this is the 6SE. Old school. I love these things. They're not terribly powerful. You can't drive like a Sysfar or something like a 300 ohm headphone, but it will work with 85% of the headphones out there, so you're fine. Maybe even higher. Here's that Orlick. Yeah, very cool. It's got a little hard drive on it, so you can stream, play music back. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, Sajan, this is for you. This is an LCD-4. right? No, it's an LCD-3. I got it wrong. Damn it. Damn it. That's awesome. An old LCD-3. That's one of his mains. And then we've got, that looks like a no, it's not a Verite. Yeah, it is a Verite. ZMF Verite open. And then I'm not sure what this amp is. Can I see? Did he tell me what this is? This tube amp? Is that a Felix? Is that the Felix Euphoria? He says he's got a Felix Euphoria in here, but I haven't seen it. I don't know what it is. I would guess that's a Felix, but I don't remember Felix coming with piano black finishes, so I could be wrong. Very cool. Sorry, my blink is going bananas. He's got an iFi over there. Little listening thing. Very cool. God, it's so cool. I love looking at these systems, guys. Please send me your systems if you don't. Is that the last photo? Okay, so what am I missing here? A Gungor multi-bit DAC. That's probably this guy over here. The Audeze 3 Verite open. Hollow Audio Cyan 2. Oh, that's this guy right here. There you go. And then Felix, this has got to be the Felix Euphoria. That's what it's got to be. Okay. Very cool system. So thank you for sending this in. I completely appreciate it. Just so you know, I don't know necessarily who sends me stuff if your email doesn't reflect your YouTube handle. So if you email something, put your name in it so I know I can identify. I get tons of emails, guys, from all sorts of viewers all over the world, and not that I'm like that popular or anything. I'm not trying to build myself up. It's just the reason I don't always know who it is because I get so many. I'm inundated with emails. I have a hard time telling who's who from the chat if you don't have your name. And Neil was having a lot of fun with me in the past over that. Because he would come in and he'd put a different, funny name on his, handle when we're doing a chat or something. And I'm like, wait a minute. He's just messing with me. He likes to. Okay, so that's great, though. First of all, Sajan, congratulations on your ad. That's really cool that you're a part of that. And you got to do that. Man, you went to Ireland. So cool. That's awesome. Hipster in the video. Yeah, it's awesome. He's seen the Fireflies and more, and it's a beautiful design. Oh yeah, the Woo stuff is incredible. They have a great design ethic. I'm a huge fan. Obviously, I have one of their Big Daddies back here. It's an OG, but it's a Big Daddy, and it sounds great. You may say he's a streamer, but he's not the only one. It's awesome. I love the line. Great viewer system. Yes, Nephilim, I agree. You won't go wrong with Woo Audio. You just can't. I know. It's great. Great designs. Fantastic. And if you have your viewer system, you can send it in here. Guys, I don't mean to not give you the one video effect I'm going to put on this system. I should do that sometime. You guys, let me know, send me a note if you'd ever want to see some of the... I don't know how to do it, though, from a practical standpoint. Show you some of the behind-the-scenes production stuff on the show. I don't know if it's terribly interesting anyway. It's interesting to a geek like me, but I don't know that it's interesting to the mass public. But I could show off some of that stuff sometime. Like when I'm talking about the certain video effect that I did, I was like, yeah, it was so complicated, and now it's just a plugin. I'm so disappointed. I like not having to do more work, though, so that's good. Nephilim says it is the Euphoria 20th anniversary. Okay. Zencan or something, yeah. I recognize it was an iFi shape. There's no question about that. Holocyan, don't see those too often. Nice. Yes. Some really good stuff in there. So I hope you guys can send in your viewer systems, because it's great to do. Valentine's Day, boys. That means that Mr. Director is going to go spend time with Mrs. Director today. I don't know when I'm going to get to the next episode. I've got to finish writing it. And like I said, I've got a big teardown. I got to put this card in and get it working. I had put in two video cards into my computer to try and speed things up, but my Mac for some reason is having a hell of a time seeing two video cards. It doesn't like it. And they're non-Apple products, so I can't like go to Apple and go, come on, make it work, because they're supposed to work though. They're supposed to plug and play. So I have these very high-end NVIDIA 6900 XT cards. I have two of them that I bought, and they were like $1,000 each back in the day. They're probably getting them for like $200 now, like the Afterburner. But I'm going to probably pull one of them out and put this in because the two cards aren't working. The system has never recognized it. I've rebooted, I've repowered, I've rewired everything. I've put them in different slots. I've tried all sorts of stuff. I just can't get them to fire. But that 6900 is such a fast card. I've had like my original video cards, and there were these two Vegas. They're massive units that were tied together, and the one 6900 card blows those two away. Just blows them away. So have no Valentines for Cheeky Fest. Oh, sorry, man. You got your headphones, though. Play some romantic music and spend the night with yourself. That's my advice. Sage advice from your director. It's cheaper, too, than dating. Little Man the OG, by the way, how's your neighbor doing across the street from the fire? They're still recovering. We had a lot of rain this week, too, which kind of complicated things. It just everything wet down. They can't do any work there while it's this rainy and nasty. So, but I'm about out of topics, boys. If you got anything else, put it in the chat real quick. We'll finish up the last few minutes of this hour, and we'll send you on your weekend. Like I said, I'm going to be packing up this weekend. I've got to tear all this out and get it into a mobile form, and get it so I can move this across the city and set it up again. What I got to do. Oh, just dropping in on his way to perform in a Valentine's concert. You singing, Jonathan? I love that. Get us a video of your work, or get us a video of something. If somebody shoots it or something, just send me the link. I won't put. If you don't want me to put it on the show, I won't. I just want to see it because I'm curious, man. I want to hear you sing. I want to hear what you're doing. I'm just from a curiosity standpoint. We all hang together, so I want to know what you're up to. Cheeky Fest missed the top of the show, saw a comment about work. Yeah, Cheeky Fest, I've got a gig on Tuesday at a local TV station. There's KTLA is a local station. We're going to do a Zoom tour for a new CW series that's coming out called Good Cop, Bad Cop. And we're going to have the stars in from it. And it's one of these things where you sit down on a Zoom and other people call in outlet after outlet and do interviews with the two stars over Zoom. I'm going to provide the backbone for that. I'm providing the camera, the lenses, the audio, and the internet box to get us up and working on Zoom. And then we're going to break that down, and I got to do an interview with a couple of entertainment outlets as a 2-camera. So I've got another crew that I hired to come in to be a second camera. And then we're going to tear all that out and set it back up for an afternoon Zoom session right after that. So it's a lot of work for one day, a lot of tear down, build up to get everything working and torn out. And then I got to pack it all up at the end of the day and bring it home and set it back up so I can do this stuff. So I don't know if we're going to have a live stream even next week, if I'm going to have it all back together, because it happens on Tuesday. Wednesday's a live stream. So it might be Friday again before we live stream. So it is for some money, but it's only unfortunately, it's only a one-off day, but one-off day is better than no work. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take what we can get. And I'm just trying, guys. Trying to get something going, stay in LA, move out of town, whatever it is, but I got to have work. Everything comes down to work. So send good vibes this way. We really need to find something. Michael, drawing reference from my t-shirt, he watched that show with his mom growing up. I used to watch this show. I love this show. I love the characters. Great character comedy. Sitcom. Don't have a lot of that. How do you set your day rate for that? You tell me what your budget is, and then I try and make it work. That's what I do. That's how you set your day rate in this particular case, because it is helping me get in somewhere and get some exposure. So, and Lord knows, if anybody needs to expose themselves, it's me. Ah, happy weekend. Happy weekend. Okay, guys. That's going to wrap it up here. I'm going to get off the air before I go to jail. Thank you for stopping by the Director's Garage Happy Hour Hangout on a Friday. Definitely good seeing all your faces, hearing your thoughts, and we'll do this again next week sometime. I'm just not sure when, and I hope you, if you haven't seen the video, go click out over and watch it. It's only about 20 minutes. It's kind of a nice little thing, and there's a lot of graphics and fun stuff going on in there. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me, and I'll see you guys before you know it. I'll see if I can get out of the air when I'm not prepared. Bye.
Help me, oh, help me, help me, help. Lord, help me find my way, oh, to the director's garage.